is a sugar cone, and this is the way that we would have gotten our sugar back during the colonial period. It's a rock-hard cone of sugar. It would have come up to a point. I've used some already. And so the housewife would have to process this so that she could use it in her receipts. Of course, we use the word receipt, not recipe. So these are sugar nippers that she would use, and she would chunk off pieces of the sugar with the sugar nipper and get chunks of it. And then she could use a mortar and a pestle to grind it farther to the granulated form that she needed. She could also just take a knife and scrape it, and I've even seen little hatchets used to chunk it up, and then you'd use it in a mortar and pestle to grind it into the granularness that you needed for your receipt. It was always wrapped in a blue paper. The blue paper was thought to protect it from insects, and then often over that was a little white bag. And that's how you would find it at your local merchant that was selling it. The bag was to keep it clean. The blue paper was to protect it from insects. It's thought by some that the blue paper was then utilized to make a blue dye. Blue indigo was one of the most popular colors. And so they would try and leach the color out of this paper to dye things. I've never experimented with that myself, so I can't attest to whether or not it works.
It's something to look forward to.
Everything was a lot of work back then to put a meal on the table, and sugar was just one of those things.
Do you have any idea where it might have come from back in the day?
Sugar came from the Caribbean, Jamaica. It was quite a process to turn the sugar cane into a sugar product that we could use. There were many grades of sugar that were available to the housewife back then, and she would pick the grade of sugar she wanted based on what she was going to do. She wouldn't use the most expensive white sugar in everything. That would be saved for the most special of occasions. So she could use muscovado sugar, she could use different grades of brown sugar, turbinado sugar, and she also could use molasses, which was the literal bottom of the barrel. And these were all things that could be used to sweeten our foods back then. And in the process of refining the sugar, the white sugar was the highest refined and also the highest priced.
And how would you characterize the sugar there? It's not granular. Is it a solid? Is it?
It's in a solid form because all of the liquid has been drained out of it. And so what you want to do then is take it back to its granular form. If I grind this up, it's going to go back to its granular form.